Hey, this is Jason Morris with Real Estate Agents That Really Work, and you're listening to my Expired series. The whole playlist is at jasonmorrisexpiredmaster.com. And one of the things I hear agents say over and over is, I'm calling expireds, but nothing's happening for me. And I want to tell you why nothing's happening for you and what you need to do to overcome it. Okay, there's two reasons why I've seen agents, agents that now we're talking about agents that are truly calling. We're not talking about that guy that's picking up the phone for 20, 30 minutes one day, calling five people and going, oh, this doesn't work. Because for them, for him or her, it's not going to work. It's about consistency. And the longer you do it, the better you're going to get at your scripts, the better you're going to get overcoming objections, the better you're going to get at anticipating objections and building that muscle memory to keep moving forward and building your mindset. The thing to remember is people aren't rejecting you; they're just rejecting the idea you're presenting them in the moment. Because let's face it, most of these people don't even know you. But the two things I see that defeat agents over and over again is number one is data. They're getting expired data from somewhere that's not very good, and so they're calling a lot of numbers, but they're not calling the correct numbers because a lot of these different expired services are pulling data. Some are pulling it from the easy sources. Some are digging a little bit deeper. Me personally, I use Redx. I've been using Redx for 10 years. Every time I've switched and tried somebody new, I've went back and moved back over to Redx 2 or 3 months later. And the reason is because I get more people on the phone. I get more accurate numbers. Now, no expired service is going to be perfect. No data is going to be perfect. But if you're calling and you're making 200-300 calls a day or calling 100 calls a day and you're getting nobody on the phone, you're calling John Smith and there is no John Smith answer machine every now and then, then you probably have bad data. I would look at Redx. I would if you tell them I sent you, they waive setup fees and they often have some specials and stuff. But you need to look at the data that you're using and make sure that you do have a reliable data source. And if you're not getting calls, you're making 100 calls a day, 200 calls a day, then that could be your big problem. So that's usually number one for most of the agents that I've been working with and talking to and that are in my group and stuff like that. Okay, the second one is the scripts that they're using. Now, I'm not saying these are bad scripts. I'm just saying that like the Mike Ferry scripts and the bold scripts are way, way, way overused. Okay, if you're calling somebody and the first thing you're saying is, hey, I'm looking for so and so. My name is Jason Morris with eXp Realty. I'm sure you figured out your home, come up on the computer as an expired. When do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home? And then you're getting hung up on. It's because they've had 50 calls this morning, especially if you're calling new expireds. They had 50 calls this morning where they said that exact same script. And they said, oh, when are you planning on interviewing the right agent for the job? They're not interested in interviewing agents. They're interested in selling their house. And that's something that agents forget, and I see it happen in my market over and over. Those scripts are so heavily used. If you're calling new expireds and you don't talk to that person till 10 o'clock in the morning, they've heard that script 20 times already, 30 times already. They've heard the same list of questions. For me personally, I avoid talking about the other agent, um, unless if they complain about them, I'll let them go with it. But you know, what do you think stopped you from selling your home? How'd you happen to pick the last agent you listed with? Chances are they picked the last agent they listed with from a Mike Ferrier bold script. So they're hearing the same thing, same questions, same everything over and over. So they're just assuming that you're just like the other agent. You know, those are the two biggest problems that I see. They either Agents are either using bad data or they're using a bad script. I mean, if you're calling 2, 3, 400 expireds a week, 500 expireds a week, getting getting absolutely nobody on the phone, getting two people to answer, stuff like that, you're getting bad data. If you're calling expireds and you're getting through like the first, second, third question, people are hanging up the phone on you. It's because they've heard that script over and over again. Mike Ferry has the same thing for for sale by owners. That they have the whole for sale by owner survey. Man, some of these sellers that you call them these for sale by owners, they know that survey better than you do. Um, and that's the problem I see with agents over and over. If you're saying the exact same thing on the phone as everybody else, they think you're going to do the exact same thing their last agent done, and that was really nothing. So I'd recommend using a script that has short questions, straight to the point, questions asking them, asking them questions about their house. Um, you don't really care, as far as the first conversation, you don't really care why their house expired exactly. You don't really care if the agent done a good job or a bad job or anything. You only care about their house, getting this house sold. When can I come look at it? You're only calling for an appointment. I see that a lot with agents too. They're especially newer agents. They're overqualifying. So what's happening is they're getting people on the phone, but they're qualifying to the degree that they're trying to take the listing over the phone. And generally, that's not going to happen with these types of lead sources. These people aren't standing there waving their hands, going, "Hey, come list my house, come list my house." You know, um, so you cannot, if you're trying to list the house over the phone, that could be your problem too. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys. If you're having problems getting expired listings and setting appointments with expired listings, if you're having problems getting people on the phone, it's your data. If you're having problems with people hanging up with you, it's your or hanging up on you, it's your probably your script. And if you're just never setting appointments and you're going all the way through your script, you're never setting appointments, you're possibly trying too hard to pre-qualify, you're trying to list it over the phone. And your goal should be is to set an appointment over the phone and then list it through your sales process. So if you're looking for data, expired data and expired leads, the best data out there is Redx. If you tell them I sent you, they waive the $150 setup fee and they have some package deals. And if you want to hear more of my expired series, just go to jasonmorrisexpiredmaster.com. You can also join my Facebook group, Real Estate Agents That Really Work.